The lady in my life feels like Michael Jackson slowing everything down. No spectacle, no drama, just warmth, intimacy, and the simple feeling of being completely devoted to someone you love. Welcome back to our channel! So, what do we do here? Pop culture philosophy, and what does that mean?
Yes, welcome back to our channel, Pop Culture Philosophy. That just means we're very pretentious and we think we're real deep and smart, and you guys probably think we're deep and smart too. But in reality, it just means we like to take a deeper dive into the art that we love, whether that's music, movies, TV shows, or anime. Today, music. More importantly, the MJ Corner. What's the MJ Corner, you may ask? Well, what a great question. The MJ Corner is just me playing music by Michael Jackson to my wife for the first time. Michael Jackson was very important to me growing up. It was basically like the first piece of music I ever listened to. So it's kind of cool that you get to experience Michael Jackson for the first time for yourself because you weren't really too familiar with it. Today we are finally finishing the Thriller album.
Yeah.
Well, sort of. As I said in the last couple of videos, we're going to be doing Thriller during Halloween time. We're going to be doing the Thriller music video. I mean, you've already heard the song and seen it, but it'd be kind of cool to rewatch it again with all of you guys during that time. And we're also going to be doing Ghosts, the mini film, the short film by Michael Jackson.
I hope so.
And then we're also going to be doing Billie Jean. Obviously, the song, everyone has heard that song. Even the ancient people have heard that song. Even the North Centennial people have heard that song. The last uncontacted tribe have probably heard that song. But you haven't seen the music video, or like maybe you don't remember it. I think we were talking about it. You don't really remember it. So I think it'd be kind of cool to re-listen to that song and you get to actually see the music video this time. But today we're going to be doing The Lady in My Life. A song that I, again, have not heard in a very long time. Like, I don't know, this kind of sounds like maybe it's a sequel that She's Out of My Life off the Off the Wall album.
I think you need to get off the wall.
Nah, man. I will stay on the wall with Off the Wall.
Okay.
But yeah, so what we like to do is we like to jump into the song and listen to it, and then afterwards have a pretty deep discussion about it. So if that's your vibe, hopefully you'll stick around for that. But let's get on to it. This is Michael Jackson, The Lady in My Life, off of the Thriller album.
Let's go.
You know, I haven't really heard like a lot of these like non-singles from this Thriller album in like a very long time. So some of these are kind of like a first time for me in a while. But yeah, let's get on to it. The closing track from Thriller, ending it with probably a love song. Slow jam.
There'll be no darkness tonight. Lady, your love will shine. Lighting the light. Just put your trust in my heart and meet me in paradise. Now is the time. Girl, you're every wonder in this world to me.
His voice in a slow song, hey?
I know.
Ooh. That melody.
So listen to my heart. Lay
Ooh.
your body close to mine. Let me fill you with my dreams. I can make you feel alright. And baby, through the years, gonna love you more each day. So I promise you tonight that you will always be the lady in my life. Lay back in my tenderness.
Ooh.
Let's make
This is like R&B.
Yeah.
Girl, I need your sweet caress. Oh, I reach out to a fantasy, two hearts in the beat of ecstasy. Come to me,
is MJ's version of sexy songs.
Yeah. He's seducing, man.
I want you to stay with me. I need you by my side. Don't you go nowhere. Let me give you one, my lady.
Kind of sounds like a song off of like the Invincible album. Eh?
True, yeah.
Or I guess Invincible sounds like this, but yeah.
Thank God you didn't say off the wall.
Hmm?
Thank God you didn't say off the wall again.
Off the wall, off the wall, off the wall.
Don't you go nowhere.
Ooh. This is like straight R&B.
Give you one in my life now. Let me feel you, baby. All over, all over, all over. Lay back with me. Let me touch you, girl. Lay back with me. All over, 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 baby.
Ooh. You can feel the soul in that.
I know.
Ooh. Michael. Hitting that R&B soul vibe with this one.
I know.
So, what's your thoughts?
I love it. I love everything about love, and especially when it's Michael that does it, just because Michael is very wholesome. Oh, of course, there's a little bit of sexiness in there too, which is good, but he's never like...
Some sensual vibes, actually.
I know. It's like he's sensual, but never like in your face.
Mhm.
You know that? I always love how Michael does it, and I love every type of slow music that he does, just because he always makes you feel the feels. That's why the girls get crazy. We become crazy because he makes us crazy. Michael knows that. But listening to it though, I still have to see when I listen to the full album, but knowing all of the songs in the album at this point, it doesn't feel very complete. When I listen to Off the Wall from top to bottom...
Ooh, there you go again, off the wall.
Shut up. We just did Off the Wall and now it's Thriller. I'm just saying, comparing just because it was the first album that we listened from top to bottom. When I listen to Thriller, like, I haven't listened to the full album yet, but just knowing all the songs right now, I have to see when I listen to the full album, it doesn't feel very complete. It's such a banger. Like a lot of the songs are bangers.
Yeah.
But this Closer, I love it. I love it. I love his song. Like, you can really feel, and I love that there's not a lot of, instruments to overshadow his voice, because to be honest, all you need is his voice. But it doesn't feel like a culmination for the Thriller album. It doesn't feel like the correct song to me. It just doesn't feel like complete to me. I don't know yet.
Maybe you needed like one more song after this.
Yeah, I feel like it should have had another song that culminates what Thriller is. Just like how with Off the Wall is, I think the last song was Burn the Disco Out, and it makes you feel like, ooh, keep going, right?
Yeah.
Keep going, redo the whole album again. This one, it shouldn't feel like the last song. But I don't know yet. We'll have to see when I listen to the full album to our review of Thriller, but we'll see. But I love this song so much. I always love when Michael has like a slow songs just because you can really just feel Michael singing from his heart. And I love just hearing his voice. I love the instruments too, and I love his banger songs too, but there's just something about Michael when he does the slow song. It's like you just melt in him. It's like, yes, Michael. Spend the night? Of course.
I really do love this song. I mean, it's Michael Jackson. Like, it's kind of so, I don't know what the word is, like maybe like surreal or something. Just his voice and his melody, they're like one and the same. You know, like he doesn't need the instruments and he doesn't need the beat to kind of carry the rhythm. He needs his voice, and his voice just kind of like soars and soothes you into a lull. It's so beautiful. I don't know how he does it, you know, like I feel like sometimes he might just like record the song without the beat and then they put the beat around him.
Yeah.
Just because like I don't really hear the instruments when I hear him. I hear him singing, and it's just so beautiful. And I really enjoy the song, but I do kind of agree with you that Thriller, like the entire album of Thriller, is just like heater after heater after heater, banger after banger after banger. And like I can understand maybe the theme or the concept of like kind of ending it on a softer note, and that's fine. Like if that's what he was intending, like that's great. It doesn't take away from like the amazingness of this album, but I do kind of agree, like this doesn't feel like a closer to me. Like this feels like a song that, I mean, obviously it should be on the album, but to me it should have been maybe like somewhere in the middle of the album. I just don't feel like this is a closing song. Yeah, like I said it in the Off the Wall, and just in general, a closing track from an album, from any album, typically it's supposed to be this big song. It's supposed to tell you the theme, and it's kind of like a journey, right? Like you start from the first song and then everything builds to that last song, and it's kind of like a rebirth or kind of like a metamorphosis is what you kind of go through with a closing track. So, you know, maybe he wasn't kind of thinking like that on this album, because from the rest of this album, this song does sound like modern day or maybe like early 90s R&B, which is so cool, just because I don't think a lot of songs of this caliber sounded like this in the early 80s. Like it might have, but not like this. Like this to me sounds like Babyface, and this sounds like Genuine. This sounds like Usher. This just sounds like 90s and early 2000s R&B. So this was already so ahead of its time.
Yeah.
And I said it when we were listening to the song. This song sounds like a song from Invincible, and I wonder if when Michael was in the studio recording the Invincible album, if he kind of, you know, went back into his repertoire and was like, yo, let me kind of get that Thriller vibe back and kind of make that type of song, because a lot of songs off of Invincible kind of sound like this. Like if you put this song on the Invincible album, like you wouldn't be able to tell that it's from the 80s, which is again just speaks volumes about how ahead of the time Michael was. But like just going on the song, as I said, like the melody, the groove, it's so beautiful, and I kind of like it. This is like showing Michael's more mature, sensual side, him kind of wooing and seducing his woman, but then like it's also still beautiful because it's not trash, you know what I mean? Like he's saying that like he wants to seduce you and he wants you to be with him and he wants you and him to feel all that ecstasy, but he wants to grow old with you and he wants to spend the rest of his life with you.
Know.
That's what makes a love song by Michael Jackson just always feel beautiful. A song like this could be someone's first dance at a wedding. Like that's just how beautiful Michael Jackson is as a person. But yeah, I will say like Thriller is such a great album. I mean, it is, like it's the #1 selling album of all time. Critically, it's phenomenal. I just don't know if this should have been like a closing track. Like who am I to say what should be a closing track on a Michael Jackson album? I'm like a nobody. But you know, I'm really into music and I listen to a lot of types of music like rock, pop, hip hop, R&B. You know, I listen to like, you know, I listen to like everything really. And most closing songs off of an album are kind of like everything's building towards it. And this one, it ends on a beautiful soft note, but the rest of Thriller, like the album, is just like you're on this high octane ride. It kind of comes to an abrupt stop, but it's still a beautiful stop. Like it makes me just think about life. It makes me think about, you know, you know, it makes me feel about like what love is. I kind of like that Michael captured the beauty of love in this world. So, you know, I do really love this song, and I think it's a beautiful song.
I feel like we will definitely like change our tune once we listen to the whole album. I just feel like we know the songs individually as they are,
Yeah.
but listening to an album like how the artists, how the
Intended.
producers intended it to
Yeah.
be, I feel like that will be such a different experience. And honestly, this is such a perfect song to me. I love it. I love whenever Michael's voice gets showcased and, you know, you can really see how the difference of Michael's compared to like so many artists, because I think this is really where Michael truly shines. Like, just to me, just because I think Michael shines in every aspect of his musicality, because I think he's just that talented. However, to me, he truly shines to me when it comes to making romantic type of songs, like slow songs, just because there's no voice like his.
Yeah.
A lot of artists, they could put a lot of sound, music, like, you know, different type of sound, like with their voice, just so like you don't hear it as much. But Michael can carry a song on his own without any type of music, just him alone. And so I find this is where he truly shines, and so that's why I love this song so much. But I think it will be different just listening to the whole album, and I'm really excited to listen to the whole album now, and hopefully give our thoughts after a few weeks of listening to this album. I think it would be great, and to truly see what were they intending to do, like, you know, how did they want us to feel, because like we're thinking back right now, it's like there's just so many bangers in this album. Maybe they just wanted us to slow down, catch our breath. Like maybe that's the case, like slow down, catch your breath, this is the time. You could not breathe those all other songs, like now you can breathe.
This album
like-
gave you like an asthma attack, and it's like, okay,
Exactly.
this song is your inhaler.
Yes, exactly. They really showcase in this last song Michael's vocals, and I think that's how it should be, because in like a lot of bangers type of songs, I think it's just amazing to have one song that's just kind of slow, puts you back into reality.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think the way you said it was like perfect too, where it's like this entire album was just it was just like such bangers, right? And you kind of needed time to catch your breath, and like I do agree with that. But I think, you know, I think this song, I think they needed maybe one more song after this. Like I think this is a good second to closing track. Like you know, again, like this is just me just being weird about music, just because I listen to a lot of music, most albums, because I listen to an entire album from top to bottom. I don't just go from like a couple tracks. I'm the type of person where I want to listen to an entire album. So, you know, that's just my, it's like a nitpick. It's very small, but it doesn't take away from the song at all. Like you said it perfectly. Like he does not need a big production behind him. It's his voice that carries it. And it's still so crazy. Like to me, one of Michael's most beautiful and best not power ballads, but one of his most beautiful love songs is You Are Not Alone. And man, his voice in You Are Not Alone and his voice in The Lady in My Life is like the same. His voice did not age, and he's not like putting a filter, or there's no like production on it, because he's performed these songs live and you can hear him sing it live. He sounds exactly like the album, but his voice did not age. Like it aged in a beautiful way, like it matured, and you know, he tried new things with his vocals. But man, The Lady in My Life, I think you are right. I think because people were just so used to him being this huge dancing and big type of energy, it's like, yo, I can also slow it down, and this is my talent. Here's my talent. I actually have a voice. You know, I don't need some awesome drums or like a big production. My voice will show you, and it will show the world. And you know what? Now that I'm kind of saying it, it's kind of changing my mind a bit. Michael left the world listening to his voice with this album. It wasn't like a Thriller or Beat It or like Billie Jean. It's like his lasting impression was his voice. So, you know, I think this is actually it's very poetic to have this as your closing song. So love it.
You just saw him change his mind from the beginning to now.
Yeah, so people, watch the whole discussion before you comment and say like, oh, it's meant to be like this. I get it. You know, we only really listen to these songs once and we try to give our thoughts. Maybe in time it does change, but no, this like Thriller, now that we're done, it's just like, man, Off the Wall and Thriller, like, can you imagine back to back in the 80s with these two albums coming out, how much it changed just music in general and how much it changed Michael's life? It's just wow. But
it's crazy.
We'll definitely be doing like a Thriller retrospective in a couple weeks. We're gonna sit on this album and then we're gonna give our true final thoughts about it. But thank you guys so much for watching and coming on this journey of Off the Wall and of Thriller, and just kind of riding with us and just vibing out, closing our eyes and listening to some Michael Jackson. It's just so beautiful. So yeah, guys, until the next video,